Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to look at los números más grandes, so the larger numbers. So in other videos we've done simple numbers up from 1 to 12 and up to 100. Now we're going to go up to 1,000 and actually over 1,000, so we can talk about dates and years. Let's revise first the tens. So we have 10, we have 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. So just a couple of things. Be careful between 60 and 70. They're very similar. 60 has the S, 70 has the T. And a lot of the tens have the enta ending. 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So that helps to remember it. Okay, so let's get on to the real topic of today's video. We're going to go look at the hundreds. So in Spanish, 100 is 100. But it's only 100 if it's 100 on its own. If we only have 100, then it's 100. If we add anything to it, anything above 100, it's ciento. So 101 is 101. So 100 is just the bare 100. 101. Then after that, it's not too difficult. Most of these are pretty simple. They all end in cientos. Cientos. This is dos cientos. So really what we're doing is we're taking the number, dos, and adding the cientos to it. Now there are a couple that are different. We'll have a look at them in a second. So it's important not to overcomplicate it. It's not too difficult. Dos cientos. The next one is, as you would imagine, tres cientos. Trescientos. And the next one again, cuatro cientos. We have the cuatro, we have the cientos. Cuatrocientos. Now here's where we have the first slightly irregular one. This is quinientos. So we don't, 5 is cinco, of course, but there's no cinco in 500. It's quinientos. That's why we have it in red here, quinientos. Seiscientos. Again, we're back to the standard. We have the seis and we have the cientos. This is slightly irregular in that we have setecientos and not sietecientos, because 7 is siete, but it loses the I. So in the hundreds we have setecientos. Setecientos. Again, standard ochocientos. We have the 8 is ocho, and then the cientos is the 100. And again, slightly different. We have it in red again. Novecientos. 9 is nueve, but it changes to nove in the hundreds. So novecientos. A little bit like noventa for his 90. And 1,000 is mil. Mil. Again, don't mix it up with millón, which is a million. So it's a slight false friend here. Mil is not a million, it's 1,000. So let's go over them again. Remember, if you know the standard just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers, then you should know the hundreds. There's only a couple of them that are different. Again, we have dos cientos. Tres cientos. Cuatro cientos. Quinientos, so the first slightly different one. Seiscientos. Setecientos. Ochocientos. Novecientos, not nueve, novecientos. And mil. So very quickly, let's look at just the 3 that are a little bit different. We have quinientos, setecientos, and 900. All of the others, we just take the normal number and add the cientos to it. And of course, 1,000 is 1000. So let's see if you can remember. ¿Cómo se dice en español? So 100 on its own is just 4 letters. 100. 100. So, ¿cómo se dice? 200. 200. Again, we just take the number, 3, and add on cientos. Again, same thing. Take the number, 4, and add on 400. 400. ¿Cómo se dice en español? Es un poco diferente. So, it starts with kin. So it's again slightly different. 500. 500. Next one. Again, start with the number, 6. And add on 600. Just add on the cientos. Remember, this is slightly different. Not siete, we use sete. 700. Again, take the number 8 and add on 100. 800. Remember, this should be in red because it's slightly different. So this is not 9, but 900. And let's keep it in red. And the last one, very short, 3 letters. ¿Cómo se dice? 1000. M-I-L. 1000. Muy bien. So let's do some practice with some longer numbers. We're going to put the hundreds and the tens and the ones together. So, for example, 134, we start with 100. Ciento. Remember, it's ciento if we have something after it. It's only cien if it's on its own. Ciento. 34. You can see that the E comes between the tens and the ones. So in English we say 130. We don't put the E between the hundreds and the tens in Spanish. The E only comes here. So let's do some practice. So we build it as any normal number. Start with the 200. 200. Then we need the 50. 50. And now we have the E. E 4. 254. How about this one? So again, start with the hundreds. 300. Next one is 60. And then we have the E again, 7. 367. So start with the hundreds again. Again, we just say the number and then add on cientos. 400. 70. So be careful not to mix up 70. Not to mix up 1670. 60, 70. And then we have the E. E 2. And let's do one more. So 500. ¿Cómo se dice? 500. Exacto. 90. 90 y 1. Bien. So let's have a look at some years, because it's useful to talk about years. We won't do all of these, but let's have a look at this one. So to talk about the years, in English we say 1988. We turn this into the 19. In Spanish you don't do that. You have to say the full number. So you're saying 1988. Por ejemplo, so you start with 1900 and then the 88, or 88. So again, for the years, remember you have to put in the thousands. Let's do one more just to practice. So last year, 2000. And then because we have no hundreds here, we just leave it blank and we just say 19. 2019. We only have the E here in the middle of the 10 and the 9. So it's in the 19 as it already. And this year, 2000. And how do we finish it? 20. 2020. That's all it is. No E. And a famous year, we'll just do this to finish. 1984. Okay, so to finish, I'm just going to give you a little dictation. So I'm going to say 4 numbers in Spanish. They're all involving thousands. See if you can write them down in numbers. I'm just going to say the number. You're going to try and write them down. At the very end of the video, I'll show the answer. But you can listen, pause, try and write them down, and then check just on the very end of the video. So first number is 2378. So try and write it down. 2378. If you need to do it, pause the video, go back and listen again. So number B, that was A. B, 4,965. 4,965. Number C, 9,726. 9,726. That's C. And D, 1999. 1999. So just very quickly, A, 2378. B, 4,965. C, 9,726. And D, 1999. Okay, so hopefully you've had a chance to write them down. They're the answers. Thanks for watching.